Hey everyone, it's me, the Pretend Gamer. Today I'll be reviewing the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, which is available on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and even, get ready for this, the 3DS. I personally played the game on the Switch. Let's get to it. So, what is the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy? The short answer is that it's a collection of first 3 games in the Ace Attorney series, of course. The long answer is that the trilogy is 3 games which are done in what I guess you would call the visual novel style. You play as the eponymous rookie defense attorney Phoenix Wright as he takes on seemingly hopeless defense cases. All the games consist of 2 parts, investigating to find clues and defending your client in the courtroom. During the investigation portions, you can move from location to location while looking for evidence, clues, and talking to witnesses. This is a critical phase since it's crucial to get all the facts you can about a particular case. Don't worry about missing any vital information though, since you can't advance the story unless you find all the clues. As I said before, these games are all in the visual novels, static screen kind of style. I know some of you out there will be turned off immediately by this fact, but I really appreciated the way that the games are designed. It basically doesn't waste my time since I don't have to manually walk a character from location to location. I can just select a spot and instantly be there. One downside to this is that it can sometimes be difficult to get from place to place. Occasionally, you'll have to travel to one location first before you can get to where you actually wanted to go, but that's a minor inconvenience. Once the investigation phase is over, Phoenix must appear in court to defend his client. While in court, you must listen to testimony from witnesses called by the prosecution. Your job is to find contradictions in the witness testimony using the evidence you found. You have to be careful with your objections though, since, if you're wrong about a contradiction, you will incur a penalty which will reduce your health. If you're ever unsure about whether or not there is a contradiction, you can also press witnesses to try and get new information out of them. And that's essentially it as far as the gameplay goes in these games. I wish I could say that it all works great, but I must be honest and say that there are some major flaws in the gameplay design. For starters, remember that health penalty I talked about before? Yeah, if that bar is depleted, then guess what? You have to replay the whole trial sequence again. Some of these trials are fairly long, so that made it all the more annoying whenever I failed to find the contradictions or choose the right options. That wasn't really a well thought out design on the part of the developers in my opinion. Secondly, the guilty person is revealed in the opening scenes of each case, so you always know from the very beginning that your client is innocent. You are never really under any real pressure since you know who did it already. It would have been way better if the perpetrator was kept a secret, as it would have ratcheted up the suspense. Thirdly, you can press witnesses to your heart's content without penalty. This sounds great in theory, but it often led to me spamming the press button just so I could get a hint as to what to do in a trial. It really made it easy to find out certain information by not having any penalty whatsoever for pressing. And lastly, cases are solved by a deus ex machina in the end. Namely, Phoenix's dead mentor, it's a long story, would show up and save the day by giving you a hint or simply provide you with all the answers. It really took all the fun away from trying to solve a particularly hard case. I really wanted to like these games since I've always heard good things about them. There are some great qualities to them, visual style and the moving from location to location without wasting the player's time, but all this is dragged down by several glaring issues. Replaying long trials after failing them, the guilty person is always revealed in the opening scene, pressing can be done without penalty, and many cases are solved with outside help in the end. All of these problems kept me from truly enjoying these games. I'm sorry, but there are just too many issues with them. I give the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy a 5 out of 10. Well, there goes another review, another job well done. Thanks for listening, goodbye. I don't think so, Mr. Pretend Gamer. I won't let you get away with slandering the good name of Phoenix Wright. Ah! Who are you? How did you get in here? And why do you sound almost exactly like me? Don't you worry about who I sound like. I'm the world famous pretend lawyer, and how I got here is not important right now. What is important, however, is the fact that I've caught you. Caught me? What do you mean? You've been lying in your testimony and I'm going to prove it. Lying? Me? I would never. Then allow me to show you the error of your ways. Let's start with your first claim, that you have to replay the whole trial should you lose all of your health. Yes, it is very annoying, as I'm sure you know. Well then, what do you say to this?
Take that!
As you can see, you can save at any time and resume at that place at any time, can't you, Mr. Pretend Gamer? Well, it seems you've done your research. Bravo! But that doesn't change the fact that the rest of my complaints still ring true. Alright then, if you're so confident, let's move on to your second point. The guilty party is revealed at the beginning of each case, is that correct? Just so. Well then, check this out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh indeed. Everyone can clearly see that this video shows that not all cases reveal the person responsible for the crime in the beginning. Isn't that right, Mr. Pretend Gamer? Damn pretend lawyer, who the hell does he think he is? What was that? I said yes. Very good. I'm glad you agree. Moving on to your third claim. Pressing doesn't carry a penalty. Well, guess what? What? This! And down goes another argument. And for my final trick, I will reveal how your claim that all cases are solved by a Deus Ex Machina is misleading. What's the matter? Well, maybe you should just show me this next clip. Why is that? Everyone must know the truth. Well, we don't want to spoil any of the cases for our viewers, do we? Too true that. Good point. Let's do that then. Damn it! As you can see, there may be instances of Phoenix Wright being given one more chance to solve a case, but that doesn't mean that all of the answers just fall into his lap. It is up to the player to sort the facts out for themselves. And with that, I think your misguided claims about the Phoenix Wright trilogy have been proven as just that, misguided. What say you, Mr. Pretend Gamer? What you say is mostly true, Pretend Lawyer. But tell me this, why would I conceal such things from all three members of my audience? Oh, I don't think I have to explain that. And why is that? You're the Pretend Lawyer here. You have to explain it. We both know I don't have to explain it because you've been carrying this secret around for far too long and you just can't wait to reveal it. Can you? Alright, you win. The truth is that I absolutely love these games. I love the visual novel style of them and how simplistic yet effective it is. I adore the soundtrack that accompanies each witness's testimony. And the cases. We can't forget the cases. I can't get enough of them. I love trying to figure out the really complicated ones. The only flaw with the case is that sometimes it's hard figuring out how to play evidence in a trial or what to do next in an investigation. Sometimes you will figure out the truth behind a case but not know how to expose it. You must figure out the game's logic and then proceed. I sometimes found myself randomly throwing evidence out there to see if any contradictions stuck. I found this to be especially true of the cases in Justice for All, the second game, namely the Turnabout Big Top case. I had so much trouble with that case in particular. Would you not agree with this assessment, Mr. Pretend Lawyer? Yes, I do agree. It is sometimes difficult trying to figure out what the game wants you to do next. And the characters. I've never seen a better cast of characters in any video game ever. Maya, the Judge, Edgeworth, Detective Gumshoe, Pearls, and even some of the minor recurring characters like Wendy Oldbag, Larry Butts, and Lotta Hart, and even the big man Phoenix Wright himself are so full of character and personality. Which is saying a lot since they are only present in a visual novel fashion. I legitimately laughed out loud on a regular basis at all of these characters and their wacky antics. Not only that, but most of them also have very serious moments which these games handle extremely well. These characters are so great that, once I finished all of the games, I started to miss them. So, the truth comes out after all this time, eh? Yes, it does. I love these games. I love them so much that, after putting in over 55 hours through my first playthrough, I recently booted up the Trilogy again to play just a few cases. Instead, I've now finished the first game in this set for the second time in 1 year. And I may play through the other two as well. This usually never happens with me. I see. I'm glad I could help bring this truth out into the light. Tell me, Mr. Pretend Gamer, are you now ready to give your final verdict? Yes, I am. With the help of the Pretend Lawyer here, we now know the truth. I love these games. I had an excellent time with each of them. The visual style, soundtrack, and the cases are all excellent except for the fact that the cases are sometimes tricky to figure out. This doesn't detract from the overall experience, however. I give the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy an 8.5 out of 10. Very good, Mr. Pretend Gamer. I hope this teaches you not to conceal important information anymore. Yes it has. I will never do that again. Thank you for your help, Mr. Pretend Lawyer. Before I go, I have one more question. Yes? Why did you conceal the truth about a series of games you love so much? Isn't it obvious? For entertainment's sake, of course. Surprising. Isn't it though? Yes. But I know something even more surprising. And what might that be? I was you the whole time. What? No!